Catching giant fish at sea is a challenging process, requiring skills, experience and careful preparation. First of all, fishermen need to choose deep-sea areas with strong currents and suitable water temperatures, because that is the ideal environment for large fish such as tuna, sharks and swordfish to live. Fishing boats must be high-powered vessels, equipped with modern GPS positioning systems and sonar fish finders to accurately determine the location of schools of fish. Giant fishing equipment is also very special, including large fishing rods, high-strength fishing lines and sturdy hooks that can withstand pulling forces of hundreds of kilograms. When detecting schools of fish, fishermen often use live bait such as small fish or fresh squid to attract giant fish. The fishing process is extremely intense, because the strength of large fish can drag the boat or break the fishing line at any time. Fishermen must be patient and coordinate with their teammates to control the fishing rod, while constantly adjusting the direction of the boat to gradually exhaust the fish. When the fish are tired, fishermen will use a large net or iron hook to bring the fish to the deck. After a successful catch, the fish are immediately preserved in a cold compartment to keep them fresh before being brought ashore for consumption. This is a job that not only brings high economic value but also demonstrates the bravery and courage of those who stick to the sea. However, catching giant fish at sea is not simply a matter of strength and technique, but also requires a deep understanding of the migration habits and hunting habits of each fish species. For example, ocean tuna often move seasonally and are attracted to warm water currents or areas with a lot of plankton. Therefore, fishermen need to grasp the exact time and natural conditions to have an effective trip to sea. In addition, the weather factor also plays an important role. The open sea is always full of dangers with big waves, strong winds, and sudden storms, requiring captains and crew members to have experience in handling situations and strictly adhere to maritime safety principles. In recent years, facing the risk of depleting marine resources and the risk of destroying marine ecosystems, many giant fishing fleets have also applied sustainable fishing measures, such as limiting the number of fish caught, using sorting equipment to release young fish or fish that are not on the permitted list. Thanks to that, giant fishing activities not only bring a stable source of income to fishermen but also contribute to protecting marine resources for future generations. All of this shows that to be successful in catching giant fish, fishermen not only need health and courage, but also intelligence, patience, and a high sense of responsibility towards nature, not stopping at catching. After the giant fish are brought onto the boat, the preliminary processing and preservation stages are also extremely important to maintain the quality of the fresh fish meat. On board there is usually a modern cold storage system with temperatures maintained at a deep negative level, helping the fish not to spoil during the journey back to shore. Fishermen also classify the fish right on the boat, remove unnecessary parts, then clean and carefully package them. For rare or valuable fish species such as bluefin tuna and swordfish, this process is carried out even more carefully to meet the strict requirements of major export markets such as Japan, the US, and Europe. When the ship docks, the fish will be transported immediately to seafood processing factories, where they continue to be cut, canned or processed into high-end products such as sashimi, fish fillets, frozen. To serve domestic and export needs. Thus, from the stage of going out to sea, hunting fish to processing, everything takes place in a closed loop, creating a large value chain for the seafood industry. It can be said that the journey of catching giant fish at sea is not only a profession, but also a symbol of strength, resilience and deep attachment between people and the vast ocean. It is those people who drift day and night in the ocean who have contributed to enriching their homeland, while preserving and developing the traditional maritime profession of the nation. In addition to the great economic values that giant fish catching brings, it also contributes to connecting the coastal fishing community, forming prosperous, vibrant fishing villages with unique cultural features. Each trip to sea is not only a job to make a living but also a source of pride and solidarity for the entire crew. They are ready to stand side by side, facing many difficulties and dangers in the stormy waves to bring back full catches of fish. On the days when ships dock, the entire seaport seems to light up with a bustling atmosphere, buyers, sellers, calling each other, creating a vivid picture of coastal life. In particular, many localities also organize fishing festivals, sailing festivals to express gratitude to the sea and pray for a favorable fishing season. These customs and practices are long-standing cultural beauties, clearly reflecting the resilient spirit and deep love for the sea of coastal people. It can be said that giant fish fishing is not simply a livelihood, but also a testament to the close relationship between humans and nature, the crystallization of hard work and unique cultural traditions of the Vietnamese people. Therefore, preserving and developing sustainable fishing. Protecting marine resources is not only of economic significance but also has profound humanistic values, which need to be respected and promoted. However, along with the strong development of giant fishing, challenges to the marine environment and aquatic resources are becoming increasingly evident. Overexploitation and rampant fishing without control can easily lead to a serious decline in the number of large fish species, causing an imbalance in the marine ecosystem. Many fish species are at risk of extinction due to relentless hunting without time to recover. Faced with this situation, the government and environmental protection organizations have actively taken action, implementing many solutions such as reasonable fishing ground planning, banning fishing during the breeding season, establishing marine reserves and raising fishermen's awareness of protecting natural resources. In addition, Modern fishing technology is also encouraged to minimize negative impacts on the environment. Such as large mesh nets to avoid accidentally catching juvenile fish, or escape devices for marine species that are not targeted for exploitation. In addition, the trend of developing integrated marine aquaculture is also a sustainable solution to reduce pressure on natural fishing. Many localities have boldly invested in large-scale closed-loop marine fish farming models, both meeting market demand and contributing to protecting the ecological environment. It can be seen that in order for giant fish fishing to continue to develop in the long term and sustainably, there needs to be close coordination between fishermen, the government and the whole society in balancing between reasonable exploitation and conservation of marine resources. This is the only way to maintain abundant aquatic resources, ensure livelihoods for fishermen. And preserve the beauty and diversity of the blue ocean for future generations. Moreover, in the context of increasingly deep international economic integration, giant fish fishing is also facing the requirement to improve product quality and comply with strict standards from major markets around the world. The application of legal fishing processes, with clear traceability, ensuring food hygiene and safety has become a mandatory factor if one wants to export giant fish to countries such as Japan, Korea, the US or the European Union. Therefore, many coastal localities have focused on investing in and upgrading fishing infrastructure such as fishing ports, boat anchorage areas, cold storage, and international standard processing plants. In addition, fishermen are also trained in new skills and knowledge about post-harvest preservation and proper fish handling. Helping to increase product value and avoid loss after each trip. Not only stopping at the economic aspect, giant fish fishing also has the potential to develop marine tourism associated with real experiences. Many offshore sport fishing tours for domestic and foreign tourists have been deployed, allowing participants to witness and try their hand at catching large fish under the guidance of skilled fishermen. This is not only a way to promote the image of the rich sea, but also creates a stable source of income for the local fishing community. In general, giant fish fishing at sea is constantly innovating and growing strongly thanks to the harmonious combination of traditional experience, modern technology and a sense of responsibility for the environment. It is a vivid testament to the resilient will, creative spirit and deep love for the sea of people who work day and night at sea, contributing to building and developing a sustainable marine economy. While preserving the unique cultural values of the Vietnamese people in addition to its economic, cultural and tourism contributions. The giant sea fishing profession is also associated with national pride, affirming the sacred sovereignty of the fatherland's seas and islands. Each ship going to sea is not only to earn a living, but also a solid living milestone in the middle of the sea, contributing to protecting the country's territorial waters. Fishermen, despite facing many dangers from harsh nature, still steadfastly stick to the sea, maintaining traditional fishing grounds for generations. They are an important force, closely coordinating with functional forces to detect and prevent illegal encroachments, while contributing to maintaining security and order at sea. Therefore, our state has had many practical support policies for fishermen, such as preferential loans for building large capacity ships, fuel support. Crew insurance. Investment in developing fishing infrastructure and modern fishing logistics services. These are favorable conditions that help people feel secure, go offshore for long periods of time, expand fishing scale and improve their lives. At the same time, training programs for high-quality marine human resources, equipping knowledge of international maritime law, exploitation techniques and marine environmental protection are also focused on, creating a solid foundation for the long-term development of this industry. It can be affirmed that the profession of catching giant fish at sea is not simply a job to make a living, but also carries a great mission, contributing to the development of the marine economy, protecting national sovereignty, preserving the marine ecosystem and preserving precious traditional cultural values. In the future, with the attention and support of the state and the whole society. The giant fishery will certainly continue to expand, contributing to affirming Vietnam's position as a strong, resource-rich, sustainable and prosperous maritime nation. Not stopping there. For the giant fishery to truly develop sustainably and effectively, the factor of international cooperation is also increasingly emphasized. In the context of globalization, coastal countries around the world have signed many bilateral and multilateral agreements related to the exploitation, protection of aquatic resources and preservation of the marine environment. Vietnam also actively participates in international organizations and forums such as the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, FAO, the ASEAN Fisheries Association, as well as signing agreements on combating illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing, IUU. This not only helps Vietnamese fishermen access new knowledge and technology, but also affirms our country's commitment to protecting the common blue ocean of humanity. In addition, with the rapid development of science and technology, the application of new achievements in the giant fishery is increasingly focused on artificial intelligence, AI. Big data and remote sensing satellites are integrated into ship monitoring software, helping fishermen easily track fish migration, forecast weather, and identify potential fishing grounds accurately and quickly. Modern shipbuilding technology also allows the production of environmentally friendly, fuel-efficient ships that can withstand strong winds and waves, creating favorable conditions for long-term offshore trips. At the same time, advanced fish preservation equipment such as superfast cold storage and smart storage help to keep the freshness of fish from the sea until it reaches the port. In general, the giant sea fishing industry is gradually changing strongly, in line with the general development trend of the world. The harmonious combination of long-standing traditions, the resilience of fishermen with the remarkable advances in science and technology and reasonable support policies from the state is the solid foundation for the Vietnamese fishing industry to continue to expand, making great contributions to the national economy, while firmly protecting the sovereignty of the sea and islands and preserving the sustainable blue color of the homeland sea. In addition to the application of technical advances, education and public awareness raising also play an extremely important role in the sustainable development of giant fishery. Currently, many fisheries training programs have been implemented in coastal areas, helping the younger generation not only master modern fishing skills but also understand international maritime law. Protect aquatic resources and the marine ecological environment. Vocational schools and fishing training centers regularly organize classes on maritime safety, post-harvest fish handling techniques, and proper product preservation, helping workers improve their skills and meet the strict requirements of the international market. At the same time, propaganda campaigns to protect the marine environment are also promoted, helping fishermen understand the harmful effects of plastic waste, oil spills, and destructive fishing activities such as explosive fishing, electric shock, etc. From there, forming a sense of self-awareness to protect the common living environment, keeping the ocean green, clean, beautiful. It is the combination of education, propaganda and strict management policies that will create a new generation of fishermen who are not only good at their jobs but also responsible for nature. The community and the future of the country. Finally, it is impossible not to mention the role of the community and businesses in accompanying fishermen to develop the giant fishery. Many seafood processing and exporting enterprises have built strong links with fishermen through the form of stable product purchasing, supporting fishermen with capital, technology, and production means. Cooperatives and fishing associations are also increasingly developing, helping fishermen unite, share experiences, overcome difficulties together, and minimize risks when going to sea. These are the key factors that help the giant fishing industry develop comprehensively, effectively, and sustainably. It can be said that from the white-capped waves far offshore to the bustling ports inland, the giant fishing journey is not only a story about making a living but also a testament to the harmony between nature and people.